Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about investing books that I've read this year, okay? My top three. I love reading books. It's something I've really started doing a lot more recently, especially this year. I find I'm listening to a lot more books, predominantly through Audible, and actually reading the hard copy as well. This is something that I've not always done, especially when I was a lot younger. Like I read a few books when I was maybe like 16, 17, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and all the sort of classics. And then while I was traveling overseas a lot, I didn't find myself reading a lot. I'm not too sure why. I'd read the odd book here and there, maybe 2 or 3 a year, maybe possibly. But now I'm sort of really maybe knocking out 1 or 2 books, possibly even 3 books a month, depending on how short the books are. So, and it's something I highly recommend. If you look at any, successful people, let's say, like in whatever light you want to class success as, predominantly they read a lot, and it's something that I'm really starting to bring into my own life, and I'm seeing the effects that it has. And the positive effects it has by reading a lot. So it's something I highly recommend, especially Audible. I'm a bit late to the Audible party. I only signed up earlier this year. I think it was around April or something. Jumped on one of the free things that they were running at the time, during all the lockdowns and everything. Like sign up and get 2 months free or something. So yeah, sounds good. Sign up to that. And now I'm actually hooked. They've got me hook, line, and sinker. And I've knocked over probably about maybe 15 or 20 books this year through Audible. So it's great. So these are going to be my top 3 sort of investing books. This is after you've read, let's say, the classics like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and any of Scott Pape's book works, like, the Barefoot Investor or the Barefoot Investor for Families, The Only Money God You Ever Need, those sort of books. And you're looking for something a little bit more of a step, like, okay, I want to start analysing things a bit more, and I want to start, get a deeper understanding of the stock market, or, and what sort of approach you want to take with your stock market investing. You want to be more of an active investor rather than a passive investor. If you just want to be a passive investor, then I think, Scott Pape's Barefoot, would be a great book to sort of keep you going, really. I mean, he has some great solid fundamental stuff in there that you can just use and invest in index funds and let compounding interest do its thing and your way to the races sort of thing. So this is more if you want to be more of an active investor, okay? You want to really, grab the horse by the reins and start, doing a lot more investing of your own and start analysing companies and really trying to get a deeper understanding of what you're actually investing in, then these top 3 books will be the ones that you probably would want to start heading down. And even if you don't want to be a value investor, you want to be more of a day trader or whatever sort of investing style you want to do, then start reading books in that sort of particular area. Myself personally, trying to be more of a value-based investor, because this is the best in the game. Your Warren Buffett's, your Mohnish Pabrai's, your Phil Towns, your Guy Spears, all these characters, they're all value investors, and that's where I'm sort of heading with my investing, especially in the equity markets, not only in the equity markets, but more in property and everything, or sort of like these, deep value, buying something at, below its intrinsic value or what you perceive the intrinsic value to be. So that's where I'm heading with my investing. So let's crack into it. If this is your first time here, guys, I'm Neil, the Adventures Investor, and on this channel we talk all things investing, business, stocks, anything in that sort of nature. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, much appreciated if you hit that like button. And if you want to see some more videos like this moving forward, then hit the subscribe button and you'll be the first to know. Anyway, with that said, let's jump into it. So first book, no particular order with these books, but first book off the rank is The Dhandho Investor by Mohnish Pabrai. Okay, this is a great book. I'll give you a quick rundown. I've done another video on The Dhandho Investor, which I highly recommend you check that out. But today we'll just begin running through these rapid succession, these books and the reasons why I like them. So Dhandho Investor, it's a great, easy book to understand. Starts off with talking about a Patel family, which is an Indian family that come from a part of India, living in Africa, got kicked out of there, can't think of it, might have been the 70s or something, and then they went off to America with basically $5,000 to their name, started off buying a hotel, and then from there they ended up owning, I think it was about 40% of the hotels in America. This is only over the space of like 30, 40 years, so pretty incredible story there from the Patels. And then he sort of talks about just value investing and is modelling a lot of what he learns off Warren Buffett and sort of being a shameful clone, he likes to call himself. But it's a great, easy to understand book. You don't have to have a very good sort of understanding of business or stock market investing or anything like that. It's just very well written. And Mohnish Pabrai is such a easy to understand sort of a character. Definitely recommend anything that he ever he's got his own YouTube channel, so I'll leave links to everything in the description below if you want to check out and do a bit more of your own research on anything I talk about today. But definitely recommend Mohnish Pabrai's work. It's really good. You'll definitely enjoy his book. 2 on the list is The Education of a Value Investor by Guy Spear. This is a great book. Guy Spear is actually good friends with Mohnish Pabrai. They both became friends after they had a lunch with Warren Buffett. Okay, Warren Buffett every year runs a charity auction where he auctions off a lunch at his favourite steakhouse in Omaha, I think it is. and all the proceeds from this go to a particular charity. I can't remember exactly what the charity is, but these two, they split the bill on this. Actually, I think maybe Monash paid a bit slightly more than Guy, but anyway, they had a bill. They had a lunch with Warren Buffett. Brought both their families along, had a nice lunch with Warren Buffett, and from this they sort of became a lot better friends. And Guy Spear actually changed a lot of his investing strategies and investing philosophies and everything after having this lunch with Warren Buffett, and also a lot of things that Mohnish Pabrai has learnt from Warren Buffett as well. He's gone from more of a really sort of aggressive, money-fueled Wall Street investor that he was sort of touting off a lot of these high-risk sort of speculative stocks on Wall Street, more like a Wolf of Wall Street sort of character. That's my understanding of it anyway from the book. And it goes along his story where he sort of goes from that sort of trader to now he's running his own fund called ACMA Marine Fund, which you can check out on the 13F filings on Wow Wisdom and Guru Focus and that if you want to sort of look into his own fund there, which I highly recommend as well. I'll leave links to that in the description below. So this is where it just sort of shows his journey from where he's gone from that sort of a trader to now he's a deep value investor, and changed his whole philosophy, investing style, moved to Zurich to try and get away from the noise and everything that sort of gets created by Wall Street and just any sort of market in general. These headlines that you see nearly every day of the week, the Wall Street crashes, Wall Street hits all-time highs and all these sort of things. So try and get away from that. Even Warren Buffett said this a lot as well. He tries to be as far away from Wall Street as he is because he thinks a lot of his success comes from that. So he's away from the noise so he can actually spend some time analysing businesses and not get caught up within all this sort of fear and greed. Alright, so number 3 on the list is Invested by Danielle Town and Phil Town. Okay, I've talked about these guys on the channel before. I only recently finished this book. I think it was about a month and a half ago. Great book though, highly recommend it. This goes on more Danielle Town's journey when she's getting into investing, learning from her father. She came from a very stressful law practice where she was essentially just burning herself out, working flat out, working about 80-hour weeks and not really getting ahead financially. She had a little unit. I can't remember exactly where she was living, but she had this little unit and she was just getting flogged out every day and putting in everything she had to please her clients and everything. And then she thought, there's got to be a better way. So she started talking to her father, Phil Town, and he walks through his investing practices and his philosophies, which he has also sort of mimicked off Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett in that as well. Shameful cloners, as Mohnish Pabrai likes to call it. So it goes along that journey. There's a bit of a love story thrown in there, and it goes along a lot of the fears and things that Danielle Town had before she went into investing, and everything's broken down and easy to understand, something comprehensible concept for anyone. I think anyone that's sort of reading these books can really sort of take up a lot of what they, and they talk about a lot of the hard numbers and things you need to look for, how to evaluate a company, a few different valuation metrics you can look at when trying to establish a value for a business, and then trying to buy it below that valuation that you come to. And some great resources on their website as well. I know I've talked about this in other videos and things, but this is their latest book by them. I've also read another one of his books called Rule 1 Investing, which is the first book I read by Phil Town, which was also a good book, but this is the most up to date. So I think if you read this one, you're getting a lot of the stuff that they talk about in Rule 1 Investing as well. But read both, they're great, both books. And that pretty much wraps up my top 3 books. Just quickly, we'll touch over them again. So we've got The Dhandho Investor by Mohnish Pabrai, The Education of a Value Investor by Guy Spear, and Invested by Danielle Town and Phil Town. So those are my top 3 that I've read this year. But I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. What's some of your top sort of value-based investing books that you like? I'm not really interested in sort of swing trading or trading on high margins or day trading or anything crazy like that. That's not sort of my cup of tea. You have to be so actively watching it, and I just don't see I'm not attracted to that sort of style of investing myself. I'm more really going down the value investing sort of style with my especially with my equity investing, but even in property investing as well. I always sort of try and buy things at below their intrinsic value, and they're on sale for whatever reason that may be. So this is what I do with my investing. But if you enjoyed today's video, guys, and you got some value from it, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that like button. And if you want to see some more videos like this moving forward, then hit the subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when the next video drops. Alright guys, enjoy your reading, and we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.